Vice President JD Vance has given a chilling look into the reality of this Democrat-led shutdown and what it means for America as it comes into its 36th day. Vance posted on X, "What the Democrats are doing on the government shutdown is genuinely unprecedented, and while the administration has shielded the American people from the worst of the consequences, all of this is coming and soon. An aviation emergency that will lead to significant travel delays for all Americans. Food stamp and other assistance programs running out for needy Americans. Great strains on our military and national security. The shutdown has now passed from farce into tragedy, and the consequences of this national emergency fall on every senator and congressman who refuses to open the government." Congressman Byron Donalds doubled down on CNN.
The truth is, Betty, that the fault is Chuck Schumer and the Democrats, and here's why. They had an opportunity to vote to keep the government open, to pay SNAP benefits. They have voted no, not once, not twice, but now 14 times. We actually put on the floor of the Senate to pay our troops, to pay air traffic control, to pay border agents, ICE agents, etc. They voted no. And why are they voting no? Because Chuck Schumer has this assumption that the Democrats won the presidential election and that they control both chambers of Congress.
And Speaker Johnson says the Democrats' unrelenting stubbornness is costing them the support of their base.
Between air traffic controllers, SNAP benefits, our military, at what point is there a breaking point and some people in that party wake up and understand this is damaging and hurting a lot of Americans all across the board?
Yeah, exactly. They care more about their own political careers than they care about the people that they claim to represent. And that's why you're seeing these broad demographic shifts into the Republican Party. People are tired of this. You know, the Democrats funded a study that just came out a couple weeks ago, and their own study identified the Democrat Party is said to be thought of as weak and woke and out of touch. And they're proving that every day. They just simply don't care about the people anymore.
The House Majority Leader agreed, shaming the Democrats for reveling in the struggles of millions of Americans.
You heard Senator Murphy yesterday, quote, "I think we're in an enormously strong position right now." Strong position? What's so strong about taking food out of the mouths of 42 American families? What is strong about that, Senator? Sure, you can vote again today to keep the government shut down, but there's nothing strong about denying food to people who are low income and who can't afford it. That's a weak place to be. But that's what they're bragging about. When, as we saw, the Transportation Secretary yesterday said 10% of flights are going to have to be cut back because we don't have enough air traffic controllers because Democrats chose not to pay them. And so people are getting ready to go travel to see their family, hopefully, for Thanksgiving. But they're not going to be able to get that flight. They're going to have to leave a day or two earlier to drive. Maybe they won't be able to fly. But don't worry. Some Democrat senator thinks he's in a stronger position because he's now leveraged Americans as pawns in some game. That's what they think this is. It's disgusting.
And in a shocking twist, Republican Senator Rand Paul has just motioned to remove Senator John Kennedy's bill to withhold congressional members' pay during the shutdown. Rand Paul is making life hard for his own party by selfishly demanding that he continues to be paid.
For the members' consideration. So, starting with my first bill, which would say members of Congress can't be paid and don't get back pay, even after we end the shutdown. That's called the No Shutdown Paychecks to Politicians Act. I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of my bill, that bill, which I just described, which is at the desk. I further ask that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there objection?
Right to object. I think it's time that instead of closing the government down further, that we begin to open up government. What I will offer is legislation that instead of closing government down further, begins to pay those who are working, pays our soldiers, pays our air traffic controllers, pays everyone who's showing up for work. I think this should become a permanent feature of our government. I think it's disruptive. I think it's unfair. And I think it's wrong that we don't pay the workers that are showing up. But a better way than isolating out different groups and punishing different groups is to actually pay those who are working. And I think we should do this. If we pass this legislation, this would never be a problem again.
Republican Senator Rick Scott blasted the move, saying Democrats just blocked the passage of my No Budget, No Pay Act and confirmed they care more about their own paychecks than the paychecks of our troops and federal law enforcement. Dems don't care about the shutdown because they still get paid. Meanwhile, the airline industry is starting to crack under the pressure after 14,000 air traffic controllers are going into their second month without a paycheck, explained Senator Bill Cassidy.
The government shutdown stretches on, the Schumer shutdown stretches on. There's 14,000 air traffic controllers not getting paid, and now we've started to have delays. This is Chuck Schumer using the paycheck of dedicated public employees as a leverage to get, I don't quite know what. Chuck, open the government.
And whilst the politicians are in a stalemate, the government shutdown is affecting real people, like this woman who has lost hope.
We are officially on day 35 of this government shutdown. It is 6:47 on a Tuesday morning. I woke up because I cannot sleep, and I'm at the point now where I am literally physically making myself sick. I've lost 20 pounds since the shutdown, a month has started, and I'm tired, and I know we're tired. I keep looking at the news and I see nothing about us furloughed federal employees. I see nothing. I see no uproar. I see no help. No signs of help coming. We are fully employed people who are not getting a paycheck. Some of us are going in. Some of us are having to go in and work with an IOU, but these bills aren't IOU. The food's not IOU. The kids' stomachs are IOU. Nothing is IOU. And there's no end in sight with talk that it's going to go through the holidays. How are we supposed to survive? We don't get benefits. We don't get help. Everybody says, your back pay, your back pay. When? If we get back pay, when? That doesn't help us now. Use your savings. You don't think that's what people are doing, y'all, but that only lasts so long. In this economy, that only lasts so long. Why are we the villains in this story? Where's the uproar about what's happening to us, y'all? Where's the uproar? This is why I won't sit here and be quiet. We're on day 35. We're about to officially pass the longest shutdown in history with no end in sight. So I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not talking about it because nobody else is talking about it enough.